What is up, my loves, and happy Thursday. I hope you're doing amazing. I am so excited to be here with you guys because, huge announcement, I have just scheduled my next free online class, and it's been one that's been requested forever, and I'm finally bringing it to you. So I'm so excited. My next free class is called the Facebook Reset, and it's all about learning how to master Facebook as a hairstylist to grow your business, whether that be more referrals, more loyalty with your existing clientele, whatever it is you're looking for. I'm here for you. I get questions at this point daily from those of you who are following me, from people who just stumble upon me that say, how did you build your business on Facebook? How does somebody with a local following build their business on Facebook? I, over the last couple years, have obviously attracted over 15,000 fans to my page. And the question is always, how do you attract all those people? And then how do you get those followers to turn into real life clients? How do you get those people to just land in your chair? It's one thing to get people to say, oh, their page is cool, I'm going to follow it. And it's a different one to say, I should book an appointment for a haircut, right? So making that transition from finding me on Facebook, falling in love with me on Facebook, landing in my chair. How do we make that happen? My free training is finally here. I'm so excited. There is a link in the description of this video, and you can also head to brittseva.com/reset and save your seat. I have classes scheduled coming up this month. They will, without a doubt, sell out. I only have a couple scheduled, so you'll want to get in there while the getting is good. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about in class, and then I will go into today's mini training. So in my free online training, we're going to talk about how to optimize your page to take full advantage of everything that Facebook has to offer for hairstylists, the types of Facebook posts that are getting likes, comments, and shares on the platform daily. How about that one? Are you so frustrated, like posting and nobody even cares what you're talking about? I get it, trust me. How to turn your Facebook followers into real life clients, why Facebook contests can make or break your page. Do you realize you could do a contest and totally destroy your Facebook page? Truth. How to harness the power of video using Facebook, even if Facebook Live scares the S out of you. Why most stylists are using Facebook ads all wrong, and how to get into the newsfeed for maximum impact without breaking the bank. Even stylists who are running like proper Facebook ads, I see them and they're like cringeworthy because they're so not set up properly. We cover that. And then the difference between content that will attract new guests and the content your existing clients need to be seeing. So if you want a piece of that action, head over to brittseva.com/reset. Yes, Jane, we're totally live. Hi, good to see you here. And you can save your seat. Caitlin, so glad to have you. Suzette, I saw you hop in here. Kristen, I saw you hop in here. Kay, good to see you. Okay, so let me introduce myself, and then we're actually going to talk about today's mini training, which is the 8 stats and facts you have to know about Facebook today as a small business owner. So let me introduce myself and then we'll roll. My name is Britt and I'm a social media and marketing strategist just for hairstylists. So my goal is to make your life as a stylist a little bit easier, a little bit more organized, help you to spend your time and money in the right places, quit wasting it in the wrong places so you can grow your clientele the quicker, faster, easier way using today's technology. It's never been easier to grow a clientele. You just have to understand the tools at hand to do so, and I'm here to share some of those things with you today. If you like what we're talking about, as always, you can give the Facebook thumbs up, give the hearts, and then my favorite part of Facebook Live is obviously chatting with you all. So keep those comments rolling in. Even if you're watching this on replay, comment. I like to go back and interact with you there too. Charlotte, welcome. So glad to have you. So this was posted on my blog this week too, so you may or may not have seen it. If you would like to read this in further detail, you can head to brittseva.com/blog. And this is this week's entry. But I wanted to kind of like do a little bit of like myth busting about Facebook and talk about what has majorly changed on the platform, what you need to be embracing today on the platform, and what's to come, because there's so much good stuff happening. Okay, so the first fact is that Facebook is still the largest and fastest growing social media platform. So full confession, I absolutely hopped on the bandwagon of Facebook sucks and I'm going to go over to Instagram as soon as the stupid Facebook algorithm came into play, right? Like 6 or 7 years ago now, the first version of the algorithm came into play. First there was EdgeRank, and then the algorithm came into play, and we were all like, this is so stupid. The algorithm messes us up. Let's hop off this and head to Instagram. Totally hopped on the bandwagon. Wow, did I miss the boat. Like, I spent so many years not focused on Facebook. Such a tremendous mistake. It is still to this day, by a long shot, the fastest growing social media platform and the largest. Facebook has over 2 billion active users. which compared to Instagram's 700 million, you can't even compare numbers, way more than twice as many. Facebook is still growing at the rate of 18% a year, so it will pick up another 36 million users just this year alone. And I think there's some misconceptions also about who is on Facebook, so I want to do a little myth busting there too. So number 2 is the majority of social media users in all age groups are spending their time on Facebook. So get ready. This is going to get a little bit mathy, so go with me on it. You guys know how much I love math. So 59% of 18 to 29-year-olds use Instagram. So of all the 18 to 29-year-olds there are in the United States, 59% use Instagram. 88% use Facebook. And that's in the 18 to 29-year-old bracket. When we look at 30 to 49-year-olds, 33% use Instagram, 84% use Facebook. When we look at 50 to 64-year-olds, 18% use Instagram, 72% use Facebook. So when you look at the numbers like that, it just dominates. And when I was even reading those stats, it shocked me a little bit. I fully believe in Facebook. There's no doubt it's built my business for me. But I know Instagram is a powerhouse, and I know it can be incredible. So I thought, this is crazy. But then I think back to like my real life, and I know a lot of friends who don't use Instagram. And I think for us as hairstylists, we are Instagram obsessed. Like it is the coolest platform for us because you can build this great online portfolio that looks so incredibly beautiful, and it can certainly be used to build your clientele. No doubt about it. I'm not going to argue with that. But you're missing out on this whole sect of people that never really hopped on Instagram and are still chilling on Facebook. And I can literally name a dozen of my personal friends right now. I didn't even realize it until I looked at these stats where I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't use Instagram. They just use Facebook. So it's real, and it's a real thing. And so it's important to not forget it was the first. It's still the biggest. It's probably still the best. Okay. Facebook pages just got a huge facelift, and the capabilities are amazing. So if anybody has been around the Facebook marketing block like I have, when Facebook pages first came out, they were weak. Even in the last couple of years, I thought they were kind of weak. They just didn't offer that much. It was like, why should they even have a page and not have a profile? Well, times are changing, particularly in the last 8 weeks, actually, ironically, which is when I was building this course. Facebook pages kick ass. They just got really incredible. And there are capabilities on pages that just don't exist on profiles, which we've known for a long time, that there are certain features you can do on Facebook pages that you can't do on Facebook profiles. That's not breaking news. You guys know that. But the features that are available now on Facebook pages, holy shit, they're amazing, total game changers. And I've shared this with you guys before. Lonnie says, I totally agree with the pages being weak in the past. They were. So if you were part of that past Facebook generation like I was, where you're like, Facebook pages kind of suck, they did. They don't anymore. They've finally fixed it. And that's recent as of this year, in my opinion. They're incredible. Facebook is on this quest to become like the first super app. There's actually some cool super apps coming out of Asia, but nothing in the United States with that kind of domination yet. And they're on a mission, and pages are really the place where I see are getting the most impact right now. So Facebook pages are everything. So if you've kind of blown them off before, get on board. They're amazing now. Okay, Facebook as an app is all about quality over quantity. So you don't need to have 1,000 followers to see big results. Hi, Shauna Love. Hi, Carla Love. I think there's this misconception just in social media in general where we're always on this like quest, 1,000 or bust, right? We're just always on this quest to like get as many people as we can possibly get following us. And it does make us feel so good. And I remember that feeling. It's very, very validating. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be on a quest to grow your following. But what I am saying is I know people who have 150 Facebook followers who are kicking ass with Facebook and getting referrals on the regular basis. And their current clients follow them and are interested in what they have to say. So you don't have to have these crazy slam bam huge numbers in order to see Facebook success. So if there's any part of you that's like, I just don't even know how I'd build a following that could grow business for me, why not? Well, what is it in us that tells us you have to have 100,000 followers before you can see success on a social media platform? That's not true. It becomes easier because you can almost be a little sloppier the larger your audience gets. As terrible as that sounds, you just have this huge captive audience and they kind of love you no matter what you do. But when you have a smaller audience, it's just about playing the game correctly and you can still have really huge success. Listen, if you're a hometown hairstylist, and you can be a hometown hairstylist in San Francisco or New York City, but what I'm saying is if you're a stylist who's just trying to build a local following of really great local clients who love and adore you and come in to see you every 6 to 8 weeks, you can have 150 followers who are loyal, loving you on Facebook, sending you referrals, and they're not going to say, oh, she only has 100 followers. Newsflash, they know you're a local hairstylist. They know you're not like Guy Tang. They got it. They got the memo on that. So it's okay. And you can let that kind of like nervousness go about it. It's not a big deal. And it doesn't have to be this huge following in order to build your clientele. Okay. Next, we have boosting posts is a waste of money. Is there anybody who's tempted where you do a post on Facebook? Let's pretend you're still using Facebook pages. Okay, you guys know this story where you start a Facebook page and you're like, this is going to be so great. And you start doing some posts and then nobody really likes it, or you get like 1 or 2 likes and you're like, oh, this is just so annoying. And then Facebook throws this like flashing sign at you that says, boost here for just $5. And you're like, okay, that sounds great. And you click boost and this window opens up and it shows like some targeting and it makes you think like, oh my gosh, now I can reach new followers if I just like throw $5 into this post. So you throw the $5 in, you do the targeting and you tell yourself you're running Facebook ads, which you're not. And you get more likes and comments and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Right. That is exactly the point of a Facebook boost. It's almost like they should call it a confidence boost. They shouldn't call it a Facebook boost. They should say, pay $5 to feel more confident, because it doesn't actually do anything to grow your business. The goal of a boost is to chase likes and comments for you. So Facebook is smart, if you guys haven't figured this out, and it realizes what users are more likely to do the double click and like a picture, leave a comment that says cute exclamation point, and do things like that. So what it'll do is Facebook will chase those followers who are likely to do the double click, make a comment, do something that'll make you feel like, oh my gosh, my efforts are paying off, yay, versus trying to chase the client that's actually going to come in and see you. And that's the difference between boosting and advertising. So many people are like, well, with boost, you can target too. And it's like, yeah, but Facebook's goal with a boost is just to make you feel good about yourself. It's not to actually drive business. Where with Facebook advertising, their goal has to be to try and build you business, because the capabilities of that tool are so much different. And if they're not doing what they need to do to be growing your business, they don't get paid. So boosting can push you out more. It certainly does push you out more than the organic feed does. Hi, Rodney. How are you, handsome? Absolutely, without a doubt. But is it doing anything to grow your business? And I know when I say that, there's a handful of people who are like, Britt, I've boosted a post before and somebody has seen it and they've come in off my offer. And I don't dispute that, because Facebook is chasing those who are most likely to like and comment. But what I do dispute is if you had spent that $10 strategically on Facebook ads instead of pushing it into a boost, would you have gotten 3 calls instead of 1? That's my question to you. So I'm not saying it's a totally flawed system. It's not. It's just not as powerful as a Facebook advertising system would be. No FML, Samantha. It's okay. You don't know this until you know it, right? You don't know until you know. And I think that the cool thing with Facebook Boost is it was like a quick, easy option for those who don't spend the time learning Facebook advertising or don't realize what the difference is. It can give you a little bit of literally a boost, but it doesn't build your business the way that Facebook potentially can. And when you look at people who have built huge businesses using Facebook, they're not boosting. I never have ever boosted, ever. Okay. Using that feature that allows you to default post to your Instagram. Using the feature that allows you to default post from your Instagram to your Facebook is one of the worst things you can do. Who got sucked into that feature? I did at the salon for sure. When they introduced that feature where if you post a picture on Instagram, you can have a default so it posts right to your Facebook page. I was like, this is so great. 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm going to do that. Wrong. So wrong. The reason that Instagram and Facebook both exist is they're completely different tools, completely different platforms. People go to them to see different things. They want a totally different experience. You cannot do that. It does not work well. That's not to say if you post a great picture on Instagram that you can't also go and post that picture to Facebook. However, don't do the default. Do it actually physically, and I'll tell you why. Tony says, are Facebook ads more cost effective than Yelp ads? Tony, come to the free class. I will talk about that. BrittSeva.com/reset. Be there. You can still post that beautiful picture on both platforms, but the way that you do your commentary should be different. The way you cite the image should be different. So it cannot be a copycat. How about this? Have you ever seen somebody default an Instagram post to Facebook and still has hashtags in it? Yes, I know hashtags exist on Facebook. When's the last time you searched a hashtag on Facebook? Less than 4% of Facebook users are searching hashtags. So you can't do that. That's not going to be a thing. So when you default an Instagram post to land on Facebook and it's still got hashtags in it, people are like, oh, they're defaulting. It's obvious, right? So it looks sloppy. The other thing is, both Facebook and Instagram have very openly come out and said, you should not be using tools that auto post for you, no matter what. So using organizational tools like Hootsuite is one I talk about a lot. That's fine. Hootsuite doesn't auto post for you. All it does is send you reminders that say, I think you want to post at this certain time. Would you like to go ahead and do it? You can do that. There's other paid post tools for Facebook that you can use, which are totally fine. But auto post from Instagram to Facebook, killer. Don't do it. Do not do it. Instead, you need to have it be a true organic post that lives on Facebook versus being one that you can default, if that makes sense. Okay. Facebook advertising is one of the most effective, efficient, cost-effective tools you can use to grow your clientele. Truth. And I know Tony was just saying, are Yelp ads versus Facebook ads, what's the price difference? Facebook ads are pennies on the dollar to what Yelp advertising is. They're incredibly powerful. The problem is a lot of people don't run Facebook ads correctly for small local business. And the way that you run them for small local business versus the way you'd run them for like a business like mine are two totally different things. And I see stylists trying to run offers and run Facebook ads. And every time I see it, I'm like, oh man, this is definitely not building your business. I can tell in 2 seconds because they're not formatted right. The the offer isn't right. Everything is totally wrong. So if you can learn to use Facebook advertising correctly, oh my gosh, it is the most cost-effective way to grow your business. When it comes to, whenever I talk about cost of marketing or cost of growing business, for me, cost is always time and money. So there's a cost of time, right? I wouldn't want to do some kind of marketing effort that took me 10 hours. So when people talk about marketing in our industry where they're like, well, I went out and handed out 1,000 postcards, that is a lot of time. So it might not be a ton of money, but it's a ton of time spent. So when we look at Facebook and we add time plus money, or we just look at money, or we just look at time, Facebook ads kick ass. They're so amazing. So huge, powerful tool. If you haven't tapped into it yet, do it. Amy says, is the reset class going to help structure an ad for Facebook? Amy, the reset class is going to talk about Facebook ads and why they're so important and why they exist and what's popular now and what's working and what's not. But as far as structuring an ad, I do have a program called Facebook Mastery that talks about structuring an ad. And it's a 10-lesson piece. So I couldn't teach you how to structure an ad in like a quickie class. That wouldn't be a thing. But it is something I cover in Facebook Mastery for sure. Okay, and then last but not least, and this is probably the most controversial of all, but it's something I'm really passionate about, is that the Facebook algorithm is not a bad thing. I think that we all like curse the algorithm when we're like, stupid algorithm. If you don't know what I mean when I say Facebook algorithm, you know how there's some kind of something going on behind the scenes that picks and chooses what you see in your Facebook feed, right? You only see Noemi, you go to brittseva.com/reset. That's where you can sign up. And the link is also in the description of this video. You only see a portion of everything that's posted, right? There's millions of things posted on Facebook every day. All of your Facebook friends are posting things. You only see a small bit of that, right? It's funneled in. And Facebook is picking and choosing what lands on your specific feed, and what lands on my feed and your feed and my husband's feed and everybody else's feed are going to be totally different and customized for us. That's the algorithm. So for us as hairstylists, we curse the algorithm because for so many years on Instagram and on Facebook, you could post something. And if you posted at the right time of day, you'd make the feed, right? And I still see people ask, like, when is the best time to post on Instagram? It's irrelevant. When is the best time to post on Facebook? It doesn't matter. Don't post at 2 a.m, but anytime during waking hours, it almost doesn't matter because it's all about this algorithm. So what happens is Facebook, let's talk about Facebook for a second. Katie says, is the Facebook Mastery class like Thrivers when you can access it later or more like Bootcamp? Katie, the Facebook Mastery class is more like Thrivers, where you have lifetime access to it. You can log in at any time. All the updates that I ever update to it, you'll get access to, all that stuff. Much more like Thrivers. Except you know how Thrivers is a 1-year program? With Facebook Mastery, it's lifetime access. So that'll be the difference. So I love the algorithm. I love that Facebook curates and just shows me what I want to see. So what I was saying was, for us as hairstylists, I know that we found it frustrating because now it's not just trying to beat the system and post at the right time. You have to post good shit. And that's what Facebook and Instagram are trying to put into place with these algorithms. Is it used to be you can make any old crappy post, and if you posted it at the right time, people would see it. And now it's not like that. You have to post good content if you want people to see it. I don't sweat the algorithm because I've spent time learning what you guys as my audience want to see and don't want to see and want to hear and don't want to hear. So I know now when I post something, it's going to do fine in the algorithm because I'm speaking to my audience in the correct way. So when you guys post a picture from your Facebook page or your Facebook profile and it has to do with hair and it doesn't get the kind of splash you want it to, it's because you're not playing the algorithm game correctly. You're not posting the content that your clients want to see. There's 6 types of content you should be posting as a hairstylist. You're not posting one of the 6, or you're posting one of the 6, but you're doing it totally incorrectly. So the Facebook algorithm isn't a bad thing. It's just something that keeps you on your toes. It doesn't allow you to be sloppy. It makes you play a clean game, and it makes you post the content that your clients actually care about and want to see, which I love. Isn't that the best thing ever? Wouldn't you hate it if you went to Facebook or Instagram and you were like, this sucks, this is terrible, I don't care. I love it that I go there and it's like all stuff that I like. I think that's amazing. And Facebook has very openly said their main priority is protecting the user experience. So that's all that they're trying to do. So those were quick facts about Facebook. I hope I've gotten you inspired and just answered a few quick questions about it. If you thought that Facebook died, no way. It is and I share this too in the blog, I coach a small handful of truly Insta-famous stylists who are educators, who are looking to all have different goals, and I do a little bit of one-on-one coaching with them. And all but one of them actually credit Facebook as what has built their clientele for them, and Instagram as what has built them as an educator, because stylists are following them on Instagram, right? But their real life hometown clients are following them on Facebook. And that was a really powerful lesson for me to learn. So I want you to take that away with you too. Facebook is not dead. It's alive and well, and it's just really important to learn to use the tool correctly. So if you want to join me for my free class, head to brittseva.com/reset. Link is in the description of this video as well. Hop in. Let's do it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, loves.